Hello and welcome to Module 8 on the transport, storage and refining of oil and gas. In this module we'll focus on 4 key areas. First, we'll look at transport. In this area we'll recognize that oil and gas can be transported via subsea pipelines or shuttle tankers. Next, we'll look at storage. Here we'll understand that storage of crude oil can be onshore or offshore. Next, we'll look at refining. We'll look at how crude oil is processed into fuels and other useful products, and we'll look at how refineries can be classified into sweet and sour refineries. And then we'll look at the distillation of crude oil. This is where fluids are separated into various components based on the difference in their boiling points. Effective transportation of oil and gas is a vital stage of the process. It can involve huge capital investment. Now, oil and gas are transported mainly via subsea or underground pipelines, although sometimes overground pipelines and shuttle tankers are used. Now, let's address a few key points on the transportation of oil and gas. We've said that the main transportation methods are via subsea or underground pipelines, and that sometimes shuttle tankers are used. Now, where are these pipelines located? Well, there's thousands of kilometers of pipelines around the world, from the North Sea to huge networks of pipelines in Alaska, and their purpose is to transport oil, gas, and condensate from the numerous production platforms. Now, how are these pipelines laid? Well, they're laid on the seabed by specifically built lay barges. And these pipes are coated internally with anti-corrosive materials and are protected with steel reinforced concrete. Now let's move on to storage of crude oil. Storage can either be offshore or it can be onshore. Here we have an example of onshore crude oil storage tanks in Germany. Now, onshore storage usually consists of large batteries of tanks near refineries. Like here, we can see oil storage tanks in Kuwait. We also have subsea storage units, which are huge large tanks anchored to the seabed and linked via risers to the platform. Now, once the tanker is full, it then sails back to shore for the crude oil to be refined. So let's move on to refining. Once the oil and gas has been shipped to shore, it then goes through the process of refining, which is now part of the downstream oil and gas phase. Now, a refinery takes crude oil and refines it into products such as fuels and plastics, which are used by end consumers. Now, refineries are usually classified as either sweet or sour. A sweet refinery means that it can only handle non-sulfurous crude. On the other hand, a sour refinery means that it can handle both sulfurous and non-sulfurous crude oils. Now, we also have distillation at a refinery, and here the fluids are separated into various components such as gasoline and diesel. And this is done using a distillation tower or a distillation column. Now, we know that distillation is a method used to separate a mixture into its component parts by using the difference, crucially, in their boiling points. Now, the lower boiling point hydrocarbons are taken off here at the higher part of the distillation tower, and the higher boiling point hydrocarbons are taken out in the lower part of the column. This is how the process works.